Hi, I'm Caroline. I am a victim of rape. I met the guy on a Tinder date. Saying yes to that date was probably the worst decision of my life, so I thought. But it turned out to be one of the greatest decisions because I figured out exactly who I am and what I want to do the rest of my life. After the incident happened, I was terrified. I didn't want to talk to anyone. Following days, I called in sick to work. My body hurt. I had bruises. My brother drove me to the police station. I filed a report with the police, had to write down right in front of the officer every single detail that happened. I didn't want to press charges. They asked me several times if I wanted to, and I told them no because I was still blaming myself. I didn't want any attention to be on me, so the guy didn't know, and I was just kind of scared. His last question was, would it change your mind if I told you that you're not the first girl? I just remember breaking down into tears, and that's when I was like, I'm pressing charges. Lawyers took my case, they called me in, and that was probably the hardest part, was just having to retell it over and over and over. And I think that's why a lot of times victims don't report things, because they're either scared of the guy, they're scared of having to relive it, or they're scared because no one will believe them, which that actually happens a lot too. Only 40% of those that are reported, a little less than half of that, actually ends in a conviction. All the bad statistics is also another reason why victims, they don't want to report it, because they're going to have to retell everything and then have it kind of get tossed in their face and nothing will ever happen. When you're in a court, all the rights go to the defendant to try and prove him innocent. The only times the victim has anything to say is when you have to write a letter to the judge if you want to. I wrote 13 pages. He stood up for me, and at the end of it, he doubled his jail time. Another really important thing too for victims is to just talk about it. If you don't talk about it and you stay silent, you're giving that guy the freedom to go out and do it to another girl. But I've come to forgive him because obviously he was sick, and I wanted to go through with the case for satisfaction on my part, to get the justification that something did happen to me and that he did that to me, but also to get him the help that he really needed. Because this whole thing is just a long process. It quickly then evolved to where I'm at now, which is a much happier and stronger person. I learned how to say no and how saying no is a good thing. I attend UVU. They had a criminal justice major, and it is the greatest major because I'm learning all about different cases, and now I'm planning to be a victim's advocate to help other people like me. I'm grateful that this experience happened because I've just been able to help a lot of people, and that's just what I want to do for the rest of my life as my career.